What's up, guys? It's Devin, a PSA reveal, one of my favorite types of videos that I make for my YouTube channel. By far, it's the most exciting. You have to wait the longest amount of time, so like the excitement and the anticipation builds up over the couple of months that the cards are at PSA, and then you finally get the package in hand, and you're just so excited to see the grades. It's one of my favorite things that I do in the hobby and in trading cards in general. This was a TCG bulk order, so it's 20 cards. Every single one is a Pokemon card. I shipped it out on July 14th. I received it back on September 13th. So if you're looking at the turnaround time, business days, it was 44 business days. That's Monday through Friday is considered a business day. Saturday and Sundays do not count. I did not check to see if any of those were considered holidays. It just was too much work to go day by day. So I just did total business days, 44 business days, from the time I shipped it out to the time I got it back in my possession, which I think is actually quicker than what they anticipate. I think they estimated when I shipped it out that it would be around 65 business days. So they were a little bit ahead of schedule. It is interesting, because I had another order that I shipped out on the same day on July 14th. It was another 20 card order, but it was just value bulk. So it had a mix of Pokemon and sports. That is only in the grading stage. It hasn't even finished yet. So this one got completed in my possession before the other one even got to assembly, which is kind of interesting. So TCG bulk, 20 card order. We're going to see what the grades are. If you've never watched one of my PSA reveals or haven't watched one of the most recent ones, I do not know the grades ahead of time. This is a kind of live reveal for me. I know if you are on the app, you can check out grades ahead of time. I don't. I wait. I'm kind of a psychopath. I wait until they are in my possession. So these are live, real reactions, real excitement, disappointment, whatever it may be in the video. It's raw reactions. So it's a 20 card order, and we're going to get after it. I will do in part 2, I will break down if I gain value or if I lost value. So right now I'll just go through and just reveal all the grades. We'll see what the gem percentage is out of the 20 cards. And then I'll stop the video. I'll edit it for you guys in the finalized video. But then I'll go through and I'll kind of look at the total value, if I gained or if I didn't. And I'll break that down later on in this video for you guys. All right, here we go. 20 cards. If I remember correctly, they were all sent to be potential gem candidates. So 9s, 10s is what we're looking for. Anything less is definitely a disappointment. Looking for a 50% or higher gem rate. So we're looking for at least 10 PSA 10s out of the 20. This is also a mix of English and Japanese. Ooh. We're going to do this so that way. Ooh, this one has really increased in value. This would be nice. Mew EX as a 10 from Celebrations. Wow, starting off with a banger. We'll take that. The Venusaur from Celebrations, PSA 10. We're rocking 2 for 2, man. That is great. I also forgot to mention I did not receive any upcharges. So technically for TCG bulk, I want to say $200 is the max value for that submission. I did not receive any upcharges. Zekrom from Celebrations. Oh my goodness. A PSA 10. We're rocking 3 for 3 on Celebrations, which has skyrocketed since I sent these in. Another Zekrom. Oh my goodness. Get the out of here, man. 4 for 4. Oh my goodness. Ho-Ho GX from Hidden Fates as a 10. Oh my goodness. Look at that thing. Gorgeous. Articuno GX Hidden Fates. Get the... Come on, man. We're on a heater. What is that? 6 straight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my goodness gracious. I can't. Greninja GX from Hidden Fates. Oh my goodness, a 10. I can handle this. 7 for 7. Sometimes this is why it's fun, because it's a genuine, real reaction. You guys get the raw emotions from me. Either I am just uber disappointed or I'm just beyond stoked. And right now we are just hitting a strong streak right now. Darkrai GX as a 9. All right, so we got our first 9. Darkrai GX from Hidden Fates. It was a nice streak of Hidden Fates GXs there, but Darkrai got a 9. But we're still hitting a good gem rate right now. XY Steam Siege Talonflame Break as a 10. Now, lots of these cards they're not going to be like super valuable. There's nothing in here that should be above $300, $400, $500. It should all be around that $200 range, is 10 or under. However, the price of these raw cards compared to gems is where some of these get very exciting, because a lot of these are very cheap raw wise. Yan Mega XY Steam Siege Break as a gem, PSA 10. Ampharos GX from Sun and Moon Team Up as a 10. Whew. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. The Glass Birds, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno GX as a 10. Come on, man. Give it to us. Look at that 10 pile growing. Another one, Glass Birds. Oh my gosh. 2 in a row, PSA 10. Bang! Come on, man. All right, rolling into some Japanese. Rayquaza VMAX as a 10. Get out of here. We're hitting such a big streak right now. This is crazy. Reshiram from the Japanese 25th. Oh my goodness, as a 10. Come on, man. Just be an unreal submission. Mew EX from the Japanese 25th as a 10. Of course, why not? 1 English, 1 Japanese, what a gorgeous card. Tag team, Slowpoke and Psyduck. Oh, as a 10. Absolutely love tag teams. Gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Ooh, Blastoise and Piplup. As a 10. We're banging them out. Come on, man. Can't get too excited. Can't get too excited. Reshiram and Zekrom GX. Go as a 10. Get out of here. All right. Gem rate surpassed my expectations. Oh, might be the best tag team there is from the group. Mewtwo and Mew GX. Oh my goodness. A 10. Stop it. I can't handle it. All right. The second part of this video, when I edit this, is going to be extremely fun to do. We went, if you were keeping track, 19 for 20 on PSA 10s. 19. And then 1 lone PSA 9 on the Darkrai GX. Just seeing if there was any whitening. Doesn't look like there is, but that's okay. Maybe the centering got us there left to right. 1 lone PSA 9 and a stack of 10s. 19 for 20. If you want to look at gem rate, you're looking at a 95% gem rate. Obviously thrilled. I will say this. I am very picky about what I submit to PSA nowadays. So I was expecting a high gem rate. I know I said my goal was to be 10 out of 20 or higher. That's simply for the fact of I think I make money by grading if I get higher than a 10 out of 20, so 50%. A gem rate of 95% is going to do great. Very excited to break this down and put the numbers on the screen for you guys. I will do that here shortly. But just the front side of this video, 19 for 20 on gems, 95%, 1 PSA 9. We'll see you in the second half of the video, and we'll see how much value we increased overall from this submission. Okay, I'm back. I did some research on the current values of these cards in their graded forms that they all got. There was 1/9 and 19/10s. Now, I will quickly showcase the total value of everything, and then I'll break it down card by card. I'll start with the card that had the worst margins or the least amount of money made by grading it. And at the very end, it'll show the card that made the most amount of money being graded. First and foremost, my cost into everything. I'm going to do this a little bit differently than I did last time because I think this is more accurate. I'm going to take the full market value of the card when I went to grade it plus $20 for grading fees, which basically accounts for the $19 a card to grade plus shipping there and back is roughly $20. It might be like $1 more. It just seems easy to do. Hey, flat rate, $20 to grade. That's what it costed me. So each card, when I show you the pre-grading value, is going to have everything worked into it. It's going to have the $20 grading fee plus the accurate raw value of the card when I submitted it for grading. Now, some of this stuff might have increased or decreased just on the raw side of things, but I think it's fair just to take the value of what it was before it was graded and then give you the rest. So the total amount that I was into these cards for was $1,020. Now, it was $400 to grade, so the previous or the prior raw value of everything was $620, and then you add $400 for grading, which is 20 cards times $20. That's where you get the $1,020. So $1,020 is the total value, including grading fees at the beginning. Now, post-grading, the total value of everything was $2,675. So if you look at the original value of the cards plus grading, I increased the total value of these 20 cards by $1,655, which is a crazy markup and increase. If you want to do it by just straight, multiplier, 2675 divided by 1020, I basically increased the value of the collection by 2.62, which is pretty crazy to think of. Obviously, that's a big increase. However, the only reason why I was so successful is because I had such a high gem rate. I mean, if this immediately goes to like 10 out of 20, or you go 50%, it's going to drastically change this because some of the PSA 10s, instead of making money, you might lose some money. So I think the only reason why it shows such a big increase in this submission is because of how many 10s I got. So I'm going to start off first by showcasing, I'll show the card here on the left. The edited version will have a little block here, and it'll show up top, it'll show the pre-graded value, which includes grading cost, and then it'll show the post-grading value, and then it'll show if I made money or lost money on this card. Now, ironically enough, there was only one PSA 9. This was the only card I lost money on. Everything else, because it was a PSA 10, I made money on. So this is going to be the only one that's going to show a loss. The 2019 Sun and Moon Darkrai GX from Hidden Fates. Got a PSA 9. The original value was $62 as a PSA 9. It's now worth $45. I lost $17 grading the Darkrai. Immediately, we're going to jump into cards that are making money. XY Steam Siege Yon Mega Break got a 10. Originally, I was into this for $22. It was a very cheap raw card. It's now worth $60. I increased the value by $38. Now, some of these ones that are cheaper, the margins-wise, like dollar-wise, isn't going to show as big, but the percentage-wise would be a lot bigger if I did it that way. I'm just going from smallest to biggest dollar amount that I'm losing to making. So the Yon Mega, I made $38 by grading it. 2019 Sun and Moon Team Up Ampharos GX got a 10. I was into this for $23. It's now worth $70. $47 increase. Japanese Sun and Moon Tag Team GX All-Stars Mewtwo and Mew GX. Got a 10. Was into it for $45. Now worth $100. Increased by $55. Talonflame Break from XY Steam Siege. This one originally was into it for $23. It's now worth $80. Increase of $57. Ho-Ho GX from Hidden Fates. Got a 10. Originally was worth $50. now is worth 110, increased by $60. Venusaur from the Celebrations Classic Collection was into it for 26, now worth 90, increase of $64. Blastoise and Piplup GX Tag Team, Japanese, got a 10. Was into this one for $39, now worth 105. That's an increase of $66. Articuno GX from Hidden Fates was into this one for $53, now worth 120. That's a $67 increase. Japanese Mew EX from the 25th anniversary edition was into this one for $32, now worth 100. That's a $68 increase. Now the next two had the exact same value increase, which was kind of funny. Slowpoke and Psyduck GX from Japanese Miracle Twins got a 10. Was into this one for $41, now worth 110. That's a $69 increase for this card. Reshiram and Zekrom GX Dream League Japanese 10 was into this one for $56, now worth 125, increase of $69. Rayquaza VMAX from the Japanese VMAX Climax was into this one for $63, now worth 135. That's an increase of 72. Reshiram Japanese 25th Anniversary Edition. I was into this one for $41, now worth 125. That's an $84 increase. There's two of these. Obviously the exact same value gain here, but I'll show both of them. We'll just make it easy. Both got 10s. Zekrom Celebrations Classic Collection got a 10. I was into each of these for $36 and $36 each, and now they're worth 120. So value gain on each of them was $84. Now we start to get to the ones we're making $100 plus on. These ones are probably just a little bit more difficult to gem. I think the market increased over the last 2 months while they were grading, so it was kind of a combination of both. Definitely hit them at the right time. Greninja GX from Hidden Fates as a 10 was into this one for $75. Now as a 10 is worth $220. That's an increase of $145. Mew EX from Celebrations Classic Collection. This one got a 10. I was into this one, and I think this one is the craziest percentage gain by far. Was into this one for $27. When I graded it at the time, it was worth $7 raw. I think raw is worth a good chunk more now. So this one definitely hit the right time for the market, but I was into it for $27. It's now worth $200. That's a $173 increase. And then the Glass Birds, no surprise here with the value gain. The SM210 Black Star promo. Both of these got a 10. Each of them I was into for $135 each. Now the graded PSA 10 versions are worth $320. That's a $185 increase per card. So that is all 20 cards and the individual breakdown. Again, the total that I was into everything was $1,020. Now that's full market value of the original raw copies when I sent them in for grading, plus $400 for grading. That's where the $1,020 comes from. And the total market value now that they're graded is $2,675. $1,655 increase in value by grading these cards. Now, the one thing I will mention before the video is done, I thoroughly check over my cards. I was expecting a high gem rate as long as I didn't get, you know, a grader that was super grumpy for the day. I very thoroughly look over my cards, so this doesn't surprise me. I did very well. However, I've also seen it go the opposite, so it doesn't surprise me either way. This is almost best case scenario for a submission. To go 19 of 20, the one PSA 9, you just lose a little bit of money, nothing crazy. And everything else, they got a PSA 10. A lot of that stuff increased in value while it was being graded because Pokemon has been so popular. So it's kind of, you know, winning on both sides, getting a high gem rate and the stuff increasing in value while it was at PSA. So this is not normal to turn $1,020 into $2,700 by grading cards. So please don't get your expectations super high by seeing this video and be like, I'm going to send everything into PSA. I was very careful. Out of these 20 cards that I sent, I probably passed on another 50 to 100 cards that I said, no, it's not worth it. So please still be picky when you grade your stuff. Don't just take this and be like, I'm going to send in everything. I'm very picky. These were chosen out of hundreds of cards to send in. So that's one thing to keep in mind. That is the entire breakdown, though. It was a very fun one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the breakdown of everything and enjoyed seeing the value of the cards raw, plus grading fees before it was graded, and then obviously the graded value on the post end. Thank you for watching. As always, everyone have a great day, and don't forget to smile. Later, guys.